Okay, welcome back. So in our last video, we learned how to do some basic editing with posts. And we are now going to move on to pages. So, like I told you, most of the time that you're going to be updating your site, you'll be using posts because these will be your news items, your new things that are happening, your updates, right? Your pages are generally your static content, content that doesn't change that often. About us, our team, contact us, things like that, right? So we're going to spend a little bit more time on a lot of those pages, and we're going to use this Fusion Builder to do that. So first of all, I want to show you, just like with posts, you can go ahead and you can click Add a New Page, and you can add a test page, and I encourage you to do this as you're watching the video. And it's exactly the same as the post, okay? So this is the content area, right? You write your content here, use your WYSIWYG editor, etc., etc. The biggest difference is this right here. We have the ability to have these pages be child pages of something else. So for example, if I had a page called About Us, and then I wanted to write a new page and it said like our history or our mission or something like that, I might choose as the parent About Us, similar to what I did with the team in this sample site. Secondly, our default template is chosen, which is going to give us a content area with then whatever sidebar we may have specified in our theme. With that, we can also choose a 100% width page. I do recommend to do that when, at least when you are building with the Fusion Builder. When you are not, I encourage you to just use the default template and let the design just speak for your content alone. So that's how we add a new page, just the same way as we do with a post. Now let's delve into something a little more complicated, and that is, actually we'll leave this open, that is our Fusion Builder. So we're going to work first on our home page, and so we're going to go ahead and go to our home page in a new tab. Now, this is something that's really important, and I really encourage you to take this to heart. I've been doing this for 12 years professionally, and I've been doing this specific thing for 12 years even when I edit my own site, and that is this. If I'm going to edit a site for real, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to that page like this. I'm going to right-click and open that link in a new tab. The reason why I'm going to do that is because I want to see what I'm editing. Okay, so anything I edit here, I'm going to immediately see changes on the real site. So I want to go ahead and see that, refresh that, and see change by change. That way I know what I did. Here's the second thing I'm going to do. I'm going to actually copy this entire URL when I'm editing something. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to paste that URL in there. And here's why I'm going to do that. All right. And this is just a little tricky thing after years of messing things up. But here's the deal. If I make changes to this site right now, to this, I start deleting something by accident, and let me tell you, with these little trash cans all over here, it's pretty easy to do. You can just delete your work very easily. If I do that, oops, I messed up my whole site. What I can do is I can simply go over to my new tab that I opened, which again has the part of this that I didn't delete, and I can come over here and I can simply update it. I can click update, and that reverts everything to the way my site was before, and I didn't lose any of my changes. So I'm going to say that again because I think it's super duper important. When you're editing, go ahead and open the page up. Here's our page. Open it up in a new tab so you can see what you edited, and then also grab your link, open that link up in a new tab as well so that you can resave over it if need be. Now, on to our editing with our Fusion Builder. We have our Fusion Builder, which I love. This makes things so easy. For years, my clients wanted a drag and drop system, something that was super easy, and we've got it. This is great. So here's our Fusion Builder. You'll notice that we can toggle between our default editor, which is that whole WYSIWYG thing, and we can toggle between our Fusion Builder. And these are these little blocks that we can drag and drop and add. So here is the page right here. So if we like a page that we did, we can click on this Save Page Layout, and we can save it. My cool page. Okay, that is going to save this template. I highly advise that you do that, again, because it's really easy to just make mistakes and just slip something up and delete something, and again, you have full administrative capabilities, so you can delete stuff. So that's one of the ways that we can do that, is we can go ahead and we can make some changes by saving these things, and then we can also you'll notice we can import those things. So if we wanted to import something in, we could actually load one of these pages in above the current content, below it, or it can just replace the current content. So that's something we can do as well. So pretty neat. All right, now the next thing we see is that each of these areas has a blue area that's a blue box, if you will, and that is what we're calling a column and a container. Okay, so here's our container right here. We've named it Introduction, and this is the way we can edit this. We can clone this container if we like it. We can save it, or we can trash it and get rid of it, or simply toggle it closed. All right, here is our column that we have created in here. This is a full width column, and you'll see. Let's get back here where we are. And you'll see this is a full width column. This is where we are right now. So that's what we're editing right now, this full width column. Now, if we wanted to make this column, for example, not full width, say we wanted to make it half, we could do that. And we could also, for example, clone this column and have another column next to it. And we could then, if we decided to, change our title, because it's not full width anymore. So let's say this is a half width column. All right, and we'll change this one as well. Oh, what have we done here? This is a half width. This will be the width column. All right, a half width column. Okay, so we can change these things and edit these things. So this is our title block. This is our text block. And again, these are pretty simple. You can just create your column, the text as you like. You can also, if you had a bunch of text here, you can split it into different columns, however you like. And you also have some different animations if you would like to do. It can fade in, bounce in. I would caution you to use these sparingly so it doesn't overdo it. All right. And then we have a button element that we've added in. So we can see that button element. We can open that up. We've got our URL. That's where things go when we want to click on the button, what the button says, etc., etc., etc. You work your way through the button, and that's what this button is all about. So we can see that we've kind of edited this page now where it said this is a full width column. We've created two half width columns. Okay, so now if we go ahead and update this page, we are going to see our changes immediately on this page, and then we can go back and we can continue to edit stuff. So, all right, so it's pretty easy to use this Fusion builder with these different elements, and we're going to go over some of the common elements right now. And you'll see it's just pretty simple to change your pages and drag and drop things, even if you want certain sections to be moved around for a different focus. We can do that as well. So I'll show you some of that. So for example, we could decide that this introduction section, we would rather have, the services come first. And so we can simply grab this section and we can drag it right up there above the introduction and drop it in there, and it'll, well, if we get it to stay up there. So we can just drag and drop these things around like that. So, and then toggle them back open, play with them. So that's basically the different way we do that. So here we've got some different elements. So I wanted to show you this. I really encourage you to use test pages. These are awesome. It's just a great way to play. So what you can do is go to a test page, click Fusion Builder. It's going to convert that page to the Fusion Builder, and then you can just start playing. So you might say, all right, I want to add an element, and you click on that, and here are the different elements that exist. So we can say add our blog if we would like to, and we can say, you know, I'd like it to appear in a, you know, grid style with, you know, 4 columns and have, you know, 10 posts per page. And we go ahead, now we've got our blog element there. We could add in, you know, a chart, a checklist, you know, different images, anything we want really. Google Maps, YouTube videos. YouTube videos are great for adding in. So you can go all the way down here to YouTube, and to add in a YouTube video, all you're going to do is grab that code that's at the end of all the videos, and you'll see the directions here. Let's see. You'll see the directions right here. Here's this code. So you see in all the links, it gives you that code, and so you just grab that last number, it's right there, and paste that in there, and then click save, and boom, that video displays automatically in your website from YouTube. It's all set to go. So that is basically what we're going to do for the Fusion Builder on all of our different pages. I do want to show you a couple other things on that, and that is coming up in at the bottom of all of these pages. You'll see that we have the ability to modify our Fusion page options. Okay, so that's our next thing, is our Fusion page options, where we can choose to add a slider, for example. We can modify the padding on our pages. For example, if we want a certain sidebar to show up, if we want the title bar to show up, anything. This is our Fusion page options. So that also is something we can do. You're going to use that most often for just the Fusion slider, just adding that slider in. So, all right. So this is basically working our way through this Fusion Builder. So one more thing I do want to show you is actually how to add background images to some of this stuff. So for some reason that seems to be kind of confusing. So this services a quick look area, for example, is the container. If we wanted to modify this and add a background, we would open this up. We would go to BG for background, and you can see we can pick a color. We can even do a gradient, a video, or an image. Let's say we want to do an image here, which we do. We've got our little tractor image there. We would simply go ahead and click Add Image. So we'll just remove that now. Go to Add Image, and then we can just upload that image and select whatever image we want to be there for our background. So obviously be careful with these images, because if you have an image that perhaps is not the doesn't look great with text over it or something like that, you can really kind of muck up your site. So just be careful with that, and that is the end of editing our pages. Stay tuned for our next video. We're going to get into some more in-depth